Josh Liston here again. Welcome to 15-Minute Band Builder Module 8. Module 8's topic, building your website. We're getting into the exciting stuff now of actually putting your plans into motion now that we have everything from ownership to a good rehearsal system to improving our initial live sets. It's all happening. It's time to really start building that fan base and expand that community. So here we go. The only way to present a totally unique experience for your fans online is to have your own website. It is an absolute must for every serious band. Inspired by the Music Biz Weekly podcast with Brian Thompson and Michael Brandvold. That's my favorite podcast for music marketing. It's really the only one I listen to now. They have a lot of great interviews on there, and they also come up with great quotes like this one. So just so you know, it's not just them and me that feel that way about websites. It's a commonality amongst every music marketer and professional in the music business that you need your own website that you can control, where your fans can be completely assured of the experience that they're going to have. So there are some free solutions for those people that don't want to go out and get a hosted website straight away. By hosted, we just mean that it's living on a amount of space that you have paid for, that you own. You own that space with guaranteed uptimes and all those types of things that you can't get from free platforms, but a few good free ones if you are just looking to dip your toes in the water with a website. Particularly if you wanted to go the WordPress route, you can actually do almost practice on your own WordPress site with a WordPress.com page, which is basically the same WordPress content management software that you use to run the site. It's just hosted on their host, and it's free. It's just you'll have to put up with the fact there's the word WordPress in your URL. So it would be, in case of one of my own bands, it would be bellamaris.wordpress.com. as opposed to bellamaris.com. So if you were to go the free option, you always have to face the fact that you're going to be branding someone else's page and driving traffic to their product as well, which I mean could be fine. But when you scale up over time, industry professionals particularly, and your most hardcore fans want to see that there's no branding on your own page except for you. The same would be with Tumblr. If you were to go the Tumblr option, which is even probably easier to use if you really wanted to start fiddling around with websites, and that's tumblr.com. You would have bellamaris.tumblr.com. So there's always going to be a bit of branding for whatever free option you use. And that could be the same with if you were to go with Reverb Nation or with the Bandzoogle free profiles. There's always going to be reverbnation.com/ or your band name.bandzoogle or whatever. The other option is if you did want to start off on just Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and one of a number of other hosting platforms for your music like SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Topspin, those sorts of things. You could always just go down the route of just buying the actual domain name. So domain names as opposed to hosting means the domain name is what appears in the search bar, it's what the page is actually called, and it's what you point people to go to as far as it's like naming the page, and hosting is the skeleton, the muscles, and the body. Rightio, so you could always just buy the .com or .net off somewhere like GoDaddy and just sit on those till you're ready to build your page. That could be up to 6 months. I wouldn't wait any longer than 6 months to start really pushing your own site to build what we're going to talk about in a sec called the hub and spoke model. And just keep in mind with what I call emissary sites, so that's anything from the big ones like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, down to other sites like SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Reverb Nation, Bandzoogle, the free profile. You can't have full control over those pages. If anything you do or anything someone who's using your page does breaches their terms of service, you may have your whole profile removed. And you basically can't approach companies the size of YouTube, which is owned by Google or Facebook, or even Twitter and Instagram, and actually make a case of why your page should be put back up. They just don't have the time or the interest in dealing with one-off cases like that. So your page will be gone. You may even be banned from using the platform altogether. So if you do want to go and get your own hosted domain or .net account now, or you're thinking about it for the future, what I want you to keep in mind is that you need to optimize everything. So you get the most useful site for yourself. That means if you want an easier option, I'd go with something like HostBaby or Bandzoogle, maybe opposed to WordPress if you're an absolute novice with anything online. If you're looking for a more customizable site where you can run fancy plugins and run podcast feeds and video blogs, then you want to be looking at a WordPress.org site with a premium theme, which you can buy premium themes from anywhere like Elegant Themes, Theme Forest, my favorite, which is Optimized Press that I use on a marketing business page that I own. Riverina IM, that's called. It's the most flexible and powerful premium theme. It's quite expensive though, in some people's eyes at $100-ish. I love it though. But you can get the actual just basic hosting and the domain name all wrapped up in one from bluehost.com, which has a one-click WordPress install. That's why I recommend that one. It's super easy. You can always just Google how to install WordPress on Bluehost, and there's a bunch of big stuff. Just look for someone like Michael Hyatt or Pat Flynn's videos. They're super reliable. Your WordPress website, if you were to go that route, which I recommend, has some key features. I mean, these apply across a number of different platforms. It's just that you can do anything with WordPress. Super reliable, and if you put it on something like Bluehost, it's basically bomb-proof. So, email capture capabilities. We all want to be able to get emails and build our list. Shopping cart facilities and digital sales, or the ability to have those plugins. Social media buttons, which we all love. And the plugins associated. Music and merch sales pages. The ability to run programs such as Wishlist Member. If you wanted to block off part of your site and have it as a modern version of a fan club. You can have show dates and show detail pages, news, gear and discography pages, media kits and press clips on different pages, blog posts. You can run podcast feeds or video blog feeds into places like iTunes, the Xbox 360 network, Stitcher Radio if it's audio, audio players and downloads, video players and downloads, by own contact pages. You can have quite nice looking photo and artwork galleries on certain WordPress sites, particularly if you use something like Optimized Press, which is actually optimized for things like high, rich content like photos and videos and that type of thing. Fan and press testimonial pages, endorsements and professional associations and logos. So that's just some of the basics. You can do all those things with WordPress. And there's also a lot of stuff online about how to do each of those things with WordPress. If you just Google or YouTube that, you'll be able to find screen captures similar to this one where people just click around and show you what to do. So 15-minute band builder module 8 actions. Recognize that your band needs a website. You want it to be appropriate to your skill level or your interest in how much time you want to spend on there. If you really want to delve deep into it and have a fully functioning, super customizable and flexible site that's highly scalable, I'd go the WordPress.org route through Bluehost. If you wanted something simpler, maybe Bandzoogle, which looks really nice at the moment. I love their new sites. They look great. Or HostBaby, if you wanted a maybe more robust solution that can get you access to the CD Baby network as well. It's a little bit more expensive than Bandzoogle, but you get into the resources and tools that are available through CD Baby as well. There's a lot of bonuses when you first sign up to HostBaby as well from CD Baby, including access to their List Baby network for emails, certain number of uploads to iTunes and physical CDs into their store as well. So that's the basics of a website. Just send me an email at joshdiy.musicmovement@gmail.com if you want more specifics about WordPress sites particularly. And just for full disclosure, I actually host DIYmusicmovement.com on WordPress. It's on Bluehost, as opposed to akendalalai.com, my own band's page, which is hosted on HostBaby. Slightly less flexible, but at the time I didn't know a lot about WordPress, and there was a lot of information out there about HostBaby. And also, I love Derek Sivers from CD Baby. He's one of my favourite entrepreneurs and music-related people, full stop, so I thought I'd go with his page just out of respect. And it's worked great. It's been super reliable. And it just lacks a few features that maybe a WordPress page does that I'm into, that I particularly want, like the ability to run podcast feeds and those sorts of things and MP3 enclosures. That's a little bit beyond the capability of HostBaby, but if you're not interested in doing that, I definitely recommend HostBaby Bandzoogle as simple options where you don't need to really know much about coding or anything, and WordPress if you want a much more powerful, flexible, and scalable solution in the end. So we'll move on to module number 9, social and new media. That's sort of exciting stuff that we've all been looking forward to. Okay, see you in module 9.